We're live.
Just go in. After 4 bars, brother, just go in. After 4 bars, brother, just go in. After 4 bars, brother, just go in. Come on, baby, just go in.
See how you do with your lost ass crew. That's why I got the roadmap just for you. Cover the car, boat, a plane, can't save the slow brain. So I guess you need some education, man. Your rhymes are so simple and plain. For you, just walking up the stairs is going against the grain. If I'm forced to spit pain, it ain't no T-Pain or no Little Wayne or a rock chain.
If he could please you, man.
The energetic enigma, the step harder than a stigma. Raw like an omega, smoother than a kappa and an alpha later. So please don't be a hater, cause the E's much greater. I'm back in '04, I voted for Ralph Nader. And I'm watching out for all them acid and them tomatoes. And when the verse ends, I'ma say see you later. And I'm not the type of cat to ever rock no pink gators. But I'm out of here, but not like Reno Schwarzenegger.
After 4 bars, brother, just go in. After
After
4
4 bars, brother, just go in.
4 bars, brother, just go in. Come
Come
on.
on, baby, just go in.
After 4 bars, brother, just go in.
All right. Woo, woo! What's up, everybody? It's your boy Eric Taylor, Taylored2U Astrology.
Hello. Hi, Stephen the Jupiterian. How are you?
Okay. Slow down.
Oh, I'm
It
sorry.
is Friday, the day of Venus, December 30th. Hope everybody's had a wonderful holiday. I wanted to end my year, our year, off with a guest. And I said, who could I end it off with for episode 106 of my Knowledge is Love podcast? I am presenting to you Miss Allana Taylor, founder and owner of Sabali Pure. This is an organic and vegan body and skincare company. And everyone meet Miss Allana Taylor.
Hello. I had wanted you to play Our Love Still Grows, and I had it on my phone.
Okay.
Why didn't you just let me play it?
Hey, I'm sorry. I couldn't get it, and I didn't know that I couldn't hear that you were getting
I
it.
was telling you, I got it. Okay, but that's all right.
You could play it on the outro. How about that?
Okay.
We'll do an outro.
All right. Well, I'm really excited. Believe it or not, Stephen, he
What's up,
knows all
Stephen?
of the astrology. I don't know. As bizarre as that sounds, you know more about astrology than I do, because I have Eric to always tell me everything that, everything that I need to know. So he tells me everything. So
And
anyway,
I will break down for you guys a little bit later the birth chart for Sabali Pure, which is a Virgo rising birth chart. So it's really nice. And this is part of my business birth chart and branding service.
hey, Evelyn.
Hi, Evelyn, where I do, if you want to start your LLC or your business or your S Corp, you can actually coordinate with me and I can tell you the best time with electional astrology when to register your business. And that's what I did with Sabali Pure. So you're really going to find, as we break this down, that this chart perfectly coincides with her business and the intentions. So Allana, let me ask you this. I know that, and you'll explain to the audience because they might not know, you had another business that ended called Quench Naturel.
Yes.
And what was the inspiration for the name Sabali Pure? And just tell us that leading into the theme that made you birth this new business.
Well, Quench Naturel was the first company that I got into actually formulating and making natural products. But interestingly enough, that name, I never really liked that name. I always wanted the first part of it, the quench, because it was all to me about quenching your body with health and natural things and whatnot. The Naturel was my business partner's influence because she spoke French. But it wasn't something that ever truly resonated with me, but I kind of got on board with it. So when it came time to make my own line, I was going through all sorts of things. Hi, Bella. How are you?
Hey, Bella.
So when it came time to make my name, I started running through all sorts of things, and I couldn't find anything, and nothing sounded right. And actually, Sabale came to me because of a hard time that you and I had had. Um, it was 2010, and you had broken
2011,
20. Was it 20?
January. Yeah.
Oh, it was January that year. Okay.
Yeah.
So you had broken your ankle, and at the time I was pregnant with William had been born, and I was pregnant, and I was so sick. Oh my gosh, I couldn't do. I was weak. I was throwing up at any little thing, and you had actually gone to work and broken your ankle that day. It was horrible. We had just confirmed that we were pregnant, although I kind of thought I was. And you broke your ankle, and we were in the brownstone in New York, and I was upstairs, and I couldn't be downstairs because anywhere there was cooking or smells, I would get sick. So I was stuck upstairs. You had broken your ankle like
I couldn't
completely.
walk upstairs, so I slept on the sofa bed.
Upstairs, and you started playing different music just to keep your mind off the pain, and just we were both miserable. Anyways, long story short, the song by Nas and
Damian Marley.
Marley came on. It was Sabale. Sabali, 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 patience. And you sang it, and I sang it. I was like, oh my God, this song is just amazing. And that was it. We had thought during that time, because it was such a like powerful song to us, that if we had a girl, we would name her Sabali.
Yeah.
And that did not work out, that pregnancy.
No. And then we
Hello,
had
Emily. How are you?
two more boys.
And so that did not work out. And then and then we went on to have other things that didn't work out. And then finally we were able to keep our twins, and we had 4 boys, and we definitely decided that was it. We were no girl.
Right. But so I'm saying that song,
Mm-hmm. Came
how
out
did
with
that
a lot of
connect
pain
with?
and emotion, But anyways, just the name of it. And so when I was getting ready to name that the line, it came back to me, and I was almost in. It was funny because I was like, "Do you think?" And once I said it, it just seemed to make so much sense. And so it was like being able to now have Sabale. Like, I didn't get to have that baby girl named Sabale, but I have this line, and so I've been able to build a different type of daughter, I suppose.
No, that sounds great. And I think, like what you always say that I find fascinating, and I think a lot of you guys on here would connect with this, is that Sabale meaning patience. And where is it? In Mali or Bambara,
So
you said?
yeah, Sabali means patience in Bambara, which is spoken in Mali, a country in Africa. And again, when I was thinking about this line and everything, and I was thinking about the world, and I just started thinking about, now, mind you, I was coming up with these ideas in early 2021, or first quarter of 2021. Quench Naturel was going through a very hard breakup, and I couldn't really do anything, and I was stuck in this holding pattern, but I was thinking about names. And so I started thinking about patience, because like in that moment, I just wanted to free myself of this last entanglement, and I couldn't. And I was like, you got to be patient. You got to be patient. There was just all these different things coming at me that really interpersonal relationships and stuff that required patience. And so finally that's where it just seemed to make sense. I went to Sabale because I figured, we all need to have a level of patience. I personally, I struggle with patience. That's just like a real deal. I have a temper, guys. I really do.
Well, she has a Sagittarius moon, so that,
Mhm.
sometimes, my Capricorn moon deals with it. But it's more
Not,
about you
not
talking
that
about,
horrible, but
no, not horrible.
yeah,
No, but you
I
were
do
talking,
struggle with patience.
Right, but the main thing that I wanted you to hit on is that you were talking about we need patience for things to grow in nature,
Absolutely.
right?
Like, yeah, we need patience for things to grow. Like, so the patience was interpersonal. The patience that we need to not just go to that quick fix, because so often we live in this world where people can get Botox and I can get every wrinkle out of my face in an afternoon, and I can do this or that, and I can get all these things quickly. Nature takes patience, but what nature does when it comes in is it heals you on a deeper cellular level, and it creates a more sustained, real sense of health or wellness or whatever it is. So, and then I also started thinking about how this Mother Earth needed patience just to deal with us as we're like messing it up, tearing down things, doing all this stuff, all these, things to the world. Nature has had to have patience with us. So it's like, like to be like, why don't I just wipe these things off the earth and start over? No, they just have patience, right? So
These animals, yeah.
yeah, it
So
seemed like a very fitting thing. Okay, so Stephen the Jupiterian said he could relate to the Sagittarius moon. Yes, yeah. See, Stephen gets me. Right here, Stephen. Now, Jean Groves. Greetings,
hi,
all. Brother
Jean.
Eric, I
Welcome.
recently came across your page, decided to tune in. Fellow Virgo, however,
Oh, thank you.
I have a Sag rising Cancer moon. Checked out your videos on these placements. Um,
Oh, great. Thank you so
Welcome,
much.
Jean. I'm so glad you came. I'm excited
Welcome.
to be here myself. And then
Well,
Evelyn,
go ahead. Go ahead. Evelyn said
Evelyn
what?
is a Sagittarius, and she
Yeah.
had to work on her temper. What works for me is to stay away from people who bring me, yes, out of me. Evelyn, sometimes it's a little easier said than done, but you know what? As I have grown older, I have grown wiser. And definitely, you know what? Maintain, maintain.
So, okay, so let me jump to this because I think you said a key word in terms of Mother Earth having patience for us because speak to the audience because I think your intentions, you're very intentional with the business and the products you use. Sabali Pure is compostable, but just kind of explain to everybody, like, for example, what you choose and then what you put in and replace because the
Mm.
industry does a lot of chemicals and greenwashing in our body and skincare. And so, what makes Sabali Pure so different?
Well, I first and foremost, I think health is really important, and we have to always keep in mind that anything we put on our skin is absorbed into our body within 26 seconds. It's made its way into your bloodstream, and then it begins to make its way through your entire body. And sometimes, because especially with body care, most of the time, the effects are not felt immediately. They're felt over time, and sometimes that time is years. It's really important. The way I got into formulating was actually by accident. I had wanted to just be do a process called white labeling, where you take somebody else's product, you put your label on it. Maybe you tell them, hey, put some essential oils in here. My thought was I would find a really clean line and maybe design this fragrances and go that route. And what ended up happening was that as I was looking at private label companies and organic companies and stuff, their idea of natural and chemical free was very different than mine. And so I realized that I had to do it myself. And so I began to train myself in creating um, these toxin free products. And I didn't, I was not confident in what I could do. So often, I don't know about any of you, but you go through these things where you doubt yourself. And I wasn't confident in me. So I brought on a consultant who had over 30 years of formulation experience and worked for Estee Lauder and Lancome and other really big, Chanel and there's big names. And he he took the formula that my business partner and I had, and he said, okay, I can do this, whatever. And basically he gave it back to us, and our limited ingredients turned into a whole lot more, turned into something with preservatives in it, turned into something with different thickeners in it. He had us putting xanthan gum in there, and he had us putting all these different things. And we looked at it and we were like, yes, it didn't have the majorly toxic stuff, but we were like, this isn't what we want. So we just started doing it ourselves. And over the course of the last 6 years, I've actually learned how to really do these things.
Right.
And
And you guys took courses and then you were self-taught and you experimented, right?
we self-taught and we experimented, because here was the reality. If you want to do something different, you can't go to the same schools that are teaching how to do the same old thing. You know what I mean? The thought process of I need X, Y, and Z, and this is how you make a product. We did not want to follow that. So we found actually Europe. We found different online classes out of Europe. They were much more on board with what it was that we were trying to do. So that was one place that really helped us. We also went to different formulator groups and worked with different formulators and so forth. But a lot of them were people from overseas.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. So, but talk to us about how, you know, I've learned this through you. You're really trying to start a whole ingredient movement. But
Mhm.
even, I know you say this a lot on your channel, but here with my audience, like kind of explain like the greenwashing and palm oil and what are the negatives of this where people are using in their toothpaste and their body oils and in their deodorants, because you are very like precise with what you put in your products. And then you have to kind of like get into what do you actually have, what products you actually do.
Right. So, first off, are any of you familiar with greenwashing? Have you heard the term? I'm just curious if anybody can kind of tell me yay, nay. I'm curious. What greenwashing is a marketing tactic, and marketers are very smart. They pay attention to the trends and whatnot, and they realized that people were really wanting things that were natural. Probably around the early 90s, we began to really hear about aluminum and the link between aluminum and deodorants. Um, Yes, thank you for checking out my website. I appreciate that. There was a link between aluminum and deodorants, and that's kind of what really started the movement. And long story short, it's a marketing thing. They trick us. They know we want stuff that is natural, so then what they do is they say we will take the very same ingredient and we'll take the most toxic things out. Maybe we'll change the packaging color. Maybe we'll change we'll put leaves on here instead of something else, and we'll change the scent, and then
Leave.
here you go, here's your natural product. And that's not really natural. And some don't even go as far as to take those toxic things out, or they rename them. I mean, it's amazing when you begin to dig into stuff. One ingredient can have like 15 names, literally 15 to 20 names, sometimes even more than that. And you learn about this as you start getting into the whole formulating world. So like when I was a kid, my grandmother used to talk about monosodium glutamate all the time. It's a thing that they put in food to make it, flavorful, and it is actually addictive and all these things. And my grandmother didn't know exactly, but she said it was bad. She didn't want to do anything with it. Long story short, um,
Yeah, the
yeah,
MSG. The
and so
Chinese.
we do. Evelyn's just saying she heard of it, but she didn't know about it. But anyways, long story short, what that particular one thing, and everybody started to hear about monosodium glutamate. Now it has 20 to 30 aliases. So if you're not up on every single alias, you still might be consuming something that you don't really want, but you don't know it in alias number 27. You
Right.
might know alias 3, 4, and 5. You know what I mean? So it's
So
very
they've gotten really sneaky and tricky.
exactly. Just last night, I was talking about palm oil because I'm really big on palm oil, not just from the sense. Oh, and by the way, whoever was on my live last night, thank you so much for showing up. But palm oil is comedogenic. It clogs your pores, so it is not good for your skin. But that particular ingredient that so many people know they don't like comes in probably 20 some odd different ingredients are made from it, and then they name the ingredient something totally different. So it's the way that they trick you, because these conglomerates are all about saving money. That's what it comes down to. And it really is. I mean, there's a lot of wonderful things about capitalism, and there's a lot of things that aren't. Real quick before it falls off of my thing, Galyahu Israel, and I might have said your name wrong. I
Yeah.
apologize for
Yeah,
that.
we just call him Israel. He's a regular now. How you
So,
feeling, Israel?
hello, Israel. I know I've seen you before. So hi. Hello, hello. But he's about to fall off the thing, and I want to acknowledge him before I lose track.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, Israel. So yeah, so you were talking about the greenwashing and stuff, but okay, so why don't you kind
Sorry.
of set up for us? Well, okay, a couple things. I want you to kind of maybe grab some of your products and stuff, and I
Mhm.
want to kind of talk about you guys start to introduce a little part as I go around Sabali Pure's birth chart, right? And I was explaining earlier before you guys, some of you just came on about me casting and setting up a business birth chart for Sabali Pure, and I can do that for you guys as a service if you want to register your S corp or your LLC, and it's called electional astrology. And this is what a lot of major businesses and corporations do, record labels, movie companies, in terms of when they're going to release their stuff. I don't know if you've noticed, like Avatar came out with the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, first one and the second one. No accident, right? So Sabali Pure is a Virgo rising, okay? And Sabali has the sun in the ninth house of Taurus and the moon, Mercury, and Venus in the midheaven in the 10th house in Gemini. Excuse me, which makes total sense.
To get a pen. He's my husband, and he knows all this stuff, left, right, up, down, every which way. I don't know astrology at all. I just turn to him and say, "Hey, babe, what should I do?" And he tells me. So as he's saying all this is all new to me.
But it's really nice, especially to have Mercury and the moon and Venus in Gemini. And then in the ninth house is not just the sun, it's also the goddess Ceres of harvest, which we'll get to in a
Mm,
second, and Uranus, right? So that's the house of publishing. That's the house of, foreign lands and travel, right? And Alana gets some of her herbs, and I want you to go into the Alipe butter,
mhm.
gets it from what, you guys? Foreign lands.
Right.
Sun,
Most of
Uranus,
my
and Ceres.
ingredients are from all over the world.
Well, tell them about the Alipe butter. I think it's a really great story.
Lavender, I get that from Europe. I'm sorry, what did you just say to me?
Tell them about the Alipe butter that you use, how you use it, and why.
Um, I will, and absolutely, Stephen, on my real quick on my website, I talk about petroleum. He's saying he doesn't use it because it's carcinogen, and I have a list of about 22 ingredients that are petroleum that people don't necessarily know, and that's on my list under the smooth lip balm portion of it, because lip balms people so often think of as having it. So if you look on that page, you're going to see on the smooth page, you'll see. Oh, whoops, go this way. That, but I'm sorry. Tell them what, babe.
About Alipe butter?
Lippe butter. So a lippe butter is really amazing. And the reason why this is going back to 2021, I was getting ready to submit my designs for my packaging, which let me tell you, these things were, I worked so hard. Anyways, and I came across a lippe butter, and it's a ingredient that's not used very much. And what I loved about lippe butter is the way that this grows is it grows on a tree, and these pods grow, and the pods take 3 to 5 years to mature. Think about that. 3 to 5 years.
That sounds like Sabale patience, huh?
Yeah, no, I have a garden out back, and I get frustrated that my broccoli takes so long. But 3 to 5 years, and broccoli takes like 3 months, maybe. Um,
Putting on my Sabale.
and Thank you, babe. So, anyways, takes 3 to 5 years, and then the pods drop, and then the people come through. The Dayak people, actually from Indonesia and Borneo, they come through and they pick it up, and then they turn the inner parts of this pod, which is like a seed, into the butter that is used. So again, they have to be patient and wait. So there's absolutely, it requires patience, which I think really sits up with my name, Sabali, being patient. But it also, there's no harm to the trees at all. One of the other reasons why I really chose this was that in this part of the world, Indonesia, they're losing so many. They've lost over 66% of the rainforest in that region of the world due to the use of palm oil specifically. And that just really made me angry. So I wanted to find a way, because basically, these people, they need money. They're very poor. They rely on the land, and they have to do what they feel they have to do to make money. And so these big corporations were coming in and seeing like a desperate people, quite honestly. And these big corporations came in, took advantage of them, tore down all their stuff, began, you know, they began cultivating this tree that was not indigenous, obviously, because they tore everything down. They exploited the people. There were some of the worst human rights issues ever, to um, in relation to palm oil. So all these things happen. So when I found this thing that required this patience to even be cultivated and also help to save the land, and I have such a big heart for people. Like, I hate when I hear about injustice. I hate when I hear about people being pushed against a wall to where they know they're not necessarily doing the best thing, but they're doing what they have to do to actually like eat. It sickened me. So
Yeah,
this is
her Venus and Jupiter, you guys, is in Aquarius, and she's a Pisces Sun and Pisces Mercury. So she has a big heart.
I do.
She
And so
cares
this
about
is
the
yeah,
collective.
my way of standing in the gap and trying to do this and to raise awareness. It's actually called an eco economy. And by giving the Dayak people an alternate crop that they can keep, and that crop happens to be indigenous to that area of the world, it helps them to use their land in a natural way, still live, make money, and feed their families. So very important to me.
That's awesome. I really like that. So why don't you start off by showing us maybe your lip balms, your deodorant? What do you want to show everybody first and talk about?
Well, my goodness. I think the deodorants, yeah, the
Okay.
deodorants were my main things. Those were my very first products. Actually, I get so confused sometimes on these things. The left and right gets distorted. But anyway, so these are the deodorants. And what I really love about these is that when I was deciding to make deodorants starting 6 years ago, I didn't want to just take the most dangerous ingredients out of a product. Um, and thank you so much, Bella. I didn't want to just take the most dangerous ingredients out of the product and say, here you go, it's natural. Now go for it. And sometimes you look at some of these things and they still have petroleum in them. They still have all of these fillers that are no good. They still have synthetic fragrances and synthetic preservatives and all of these things, which are not good for us. And again, because everything that we put on our skin gets into our bodies, it's might not be directly linked to the horrible things, but they're not good for you. Here, yes, it's very, very important because of breast cancer, but there's so many other things. They've actually linked it to Parkinson's and to early onset dementia.
Yeah,
Um,
Alzheimer's,
there's
yeah.
a host of things. And in the US alone, autoimmune diseases account for 25 billion, not million, $1 billion a year. And that's probably gone up because that's what the number was, you know, oh God, like in 2019,
16?
2019,
2019?
2020, when I got that statistic. And so people are getting sick and they don't know why. And they can't identify it. So we call it an autoimmune disease. But the realities are these are all of the chemicals that are in absolutely everything that's around us. So, we can control what we eat. We can try to control what we can control what we put on our bodies. We can't necessarily control the air. We can control what kind of paint we do. But all of these things, they're very expensive. And it's kind of the way that things have been made. And again, my heart for that injustice towards people, it angers me that again, if you are a single mom or you are struggling at all, it's very hard to make that decision of what do I do here, because money's a real deal, like it's easy for a lot of people, especially, a lot of people to say, oh, well, just do this. Well, people can't necessarily do that. So, one thing that I have also done is I've partnered with Dress for Success to give back a portion of my proceeds to them. And they work with women coming out of crisis because I'm very familiar with that. And it definitely is something that I feel is so important. But I'm straying a little bit. Let's get back on
No,
topic.
that's okay. I think but that's a great piece of your business.
Hmm.
In terms of your personal story from your first marriage, and then you wanting to be intentional about giving back to, women coming out of an
Right.
abusive marriage or relationship, and maybe they've got a child or two or three or four,
Mhm.
whatever. And so just for success, and you partnering with them, I think that's not just noble and great morals, but it's a great story. And I think it's something that comes full circle, that's very near, dear, and personal to you.
I'm
So
really blessed.
so tell us what flavors and what ingredient, what do you got in your
Oh my
deodorants?
gosh. That's one of the things I went to art school way back in the day. I didn't finish. I
And if you
went,
guys are starting a business, I'm telling you, I do the business chart and she can do the branding. She's
I loved
amazing with
branding.
graphics and designing, and
I will
Mercury and
tell you,
Pisces. That's it.
people used to think Quench Naturel was branded nicely. This has nothing, oh my God, yeah. But anyways, the flavors of the lip balm. So as I was coming up with Sabali, I started thinking about the earth and the sky, and my husband obviously doing astrology. I thought about the stars in the universe. So I came to seasons, and it just was like, okay, we have 4 seasons. Let's come up with 4 lip balm flavors. And as I began like just playing with stuff in my mind, I decided to do lip balm flavors that were made with things that come to season or feel like that season. And I use organic flavors, by the way. So each of these organic flavors are enhanced with organic essential oils. I don't put any certain, like, there are different lip balms out there. I think of Glacier, which everybody thinks of as a clean, great product. They use saccharin to sweeten their lip balms. I admit my lip balms are not sweet. I have not been able to find a natural, synthetic free way to sweeten my lip balms. If I find them, I will use it. But, like, I'm thinking saccharin. Why would anybody want to put something that has been linked to cancer as a sweetener in their lip balms? It's beyond me. But so I came up with spring. We have cherry, lychee, ginger. Oh God, I'm gonna mess this up. I'm gonna try to get this. So cherry, lychee, ginger, and
Yeah,
so cherries and lychees are both things that come to season in the spring. Have y'all had lychees before? Oh, they're one of my favorite fruits. I love them. They're just so juicy and fresh and whatever. So, and I pair that with ginger. The summer, I can't I can't not think of summer fruit and not think of a big fresh bowl of
melon.
melons.
Yeah.
So this is a combination of watermelon, cantaloupe, and honeydew mixed with a touch of lime essential oil to kind of, add a
And I
little.
love the colors, and you have in your colors, you have like a gradation, right? That leads.
Absolutely.
That's
So
really
if
nice.
look back here, these are the way. And it was so funny when I was working with my graphic designer, I was like, we were going back and forth, and I was like, I had to actually draw it out for her. I'm like, this is what I want, you know. And then she was like, oh. And so we have the color gradating all the way through. And it was like critically important to me that everything gradated through, because that's what your seasons do. They flow in that patience. And the
Think of
seasons.
it as the mutable signs, you guys, right? When you're going
Mhm.
from Gemini into Cancer, right? That's the end of spring going into summer. right? Or Virgo, the end of autumn going into fall,
Mhm.
right? Or
And there's that
Sagittarius.
overlap, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
that's great.
for then we got autumn, which is peppermint mint green tea or peppermint mint tea. I want to put green, it's too many words. But anyways, that uses organic peppermint oil, pomegranates, which come to season in the fall, and like green mint tea. I just think of a warm cup of tea when it starts getting cool. And then for winter, and this is the only one. All of these I use a lip butter. I use a lip butter in the deodorants. I use a lip butter in the lip balms. And this one lip balm, I use unrefined organic cocoa butter and fair trade, by the way, too. I really am big on, again, the fair trade stuff because I want to know that the hands and the people that work on my products in any capacity, whether I ever see them, because clearly I'm not going to see the people who are harvesting the cocoa butter, but I want to know that their energy is right. If they're being exploited, that energy gets transferred to those
So wait,
ingredients.
two questions. So what's in the winter? And then explain, because I don't even truly understand it or know. What does fair trade actually mean?
Okay, so in there is cinnamon chai latte, so warm cinnamon. Yeah,
Ah,
great. Okay.
cinnamon chai latte. That's nice. I like that
Mhm.
one.
Now, a fair trade is, as I hit on the human rights issues with the Lippe butter, but
Right.
that's all over the world, the coffee industry, all over the world. Anywhere where you have people that are desperately poor, unfortunately, you have other people who will come in and exploit them if it's possible. What fair trade does is it puts in place a set working wage that is livable to the region. It puts in place laws that help to get children out of that work environment, put restrictions on how many hours, all those sorts of things. I
Okay,
am
that's
sure,
nice.
I am sure it's not 100% perfect. Nothing in our world ever seems
Yeah.
to be, but at
They
least
have the right intention, right? I mean, that's what it's about. I mean,
exactly. So that's what that's what it's all about. So yeah, so the lip balms are the seasons, and if you want, you can buy all of the seasons together, and it comes in a really cute little box. And so this is the seasonal collection, and then I kind of use this as a way to kind of show people like what it so we're about love, and we are about, oh god, the earth, and we are about the, oh shucks, the knowledge, because I want to always give people knowledge so that they know and they can make wise choices. Like I don't want to just tell you, I want you to research it, or I want you to feel confident. And then botanicals, and then I just talk about it. I have a little, I don't know.
so is that kind of like knowledge is love?
Oh my, I didn't even think. I didn't even think about that. There we go. There we go. Oh,
Oh
oh,
god, that's
oh,
great. So
I
actually,
didn't know that.
let me ask you a question. So how much are your lip balms, and aren't you doing some sort of holiday giveaway that you could tell the
I
audience about right now?
am. So the lip balms are $14. And just know that one, my lip balms are equivalent to 3 lip balms, standard lip balm sizes. So you're getting like a big chunky, God, I
Yeah, this is very chunky, you guys.
big chunky lip balm. Like it's pretty big. Um, but and also it doesn't melt in the heat. Like I live in a very hot place. My business mentor is in Vegas, very hot again. And she's like, Alana, your stuff is not melting in my car. It's crazy. Yeah. So very, very good stuff. But that's because plants will have to hold up in the heat.
That's
So,
right.
anyways, so they're $14.
It
And
lasts
they're
forever too.
organic. And I mean, my God, like, okay, so seriously, the very first ingredient is metafoam seed. I have chia seed in here. I have evening primrose, castor. All those are organic. No, I have what else? I have essential oils, the organic flavoring. There's more stuff in there, but I use very, very good ingredients. So right now, what I am offering is 25% off the set. So the way I have it worked is if you go to the site, it's going to show the full site. It's not going to show until you get to the cart, but it will automatically take it off. There is no code that is necessary, and you can get 25% off and get the entire all 4 flavors for 25% off, which I think is a really good deal. Um, and yeah, so I'm very excited
Well,
about
honey,
it.
but how much is it for the full
Oh,
set?
blah, 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 blah. That is God, that, you know what? I should be embarrassed because I can't really tell you. Um, I um I think the full set is 50, and then 25% off of that. So you're looking at 12.50 off.
Okay.
And
Right,
so
but right now, aren't you doing
so each lip
on
balm is like about 12, a little less than $13. Yeah.
right, but tell the audience what they can do to enter your holiday giveaway that you're doing like I did with my
Oh,
mini chart
yeah.
series.
So I'm having a holiday giveaway. And I'm looking to build up awareness. So if you go to Instagram and you like my page, and then from my page, click up in my bio and go to my YouTube page and you subscribe over there, you like the post that you see, or just do those things like the post, and I will give you an entry into the contest. And for every person that you tag on that post so that they are aware of Sabali, I give you additional ones. So you tag 4 people, you've got your entry plus 4 more entries for those 4 people. So you got 5 entries, and I will be giving away a lip balm collection. I will be giving away a deodorant duo, and we've got our
Yeah, show the
deodorant.
deodorants. Oh my God, I
So
love
the deodorant fragrances are sandalwood rose, and yes, I use real sandalwood and real rose essential
I
oils. And if
love that,
you know about
man.
those, anything about essential oils, you know that that's really good stuff. And then I also have the lavender lemongrass, and then
I like
I
the
say this
lavender
to
too.
men because I didn't want you guys to feel left out.
Yeah.
However, I do have a lot of women who actually really like this. It's cedarwood citrus.
And I
And
think, to be honest with you, honestly, Alana, I think that all three of them can be good for either
And
gender. They're kind
my
of
yeah,
unisex.
no, I mean, my husband's been wearing all 3 of them, and they are. I mean, here's the
Yeah.
reality, they're all natural things, and it just
I
kind of
love the cedar, but the lavender might even be my favorite, but they're all
the
great.
lavender is really, really good. The sandalwood rose is really nice. It's a sweeter scent, but I do have men who have worn it and do like it. So, but I wanted to kind of make sure that I didn't forget about men. And the reason that I did that is that so often when people think about natural deodorant, they say, "Oh, well, they do it for the women because of our breast cancer or whatever." And they go, "Oh no, my husband could never do that." No, your husband needs to do it the same way you do, because men and women, we both have very similar bodies in that we have brains that can get Parkinson's disease and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We all can
But
suffer.
even our chest,
Mhm.
men can get cancer in their chest.
And yes, I mean, you don't get it as much.
You're
You
right.
love the sandwich. I got to tell you, it's so wonderful. It is so wonderful. I love it. Anyways, yeah. So I also wanted to name this men because I want men to understand that natural deodorant is for you too. It's very important for you to take care of your health. You know what I mean?
No, I will testify as a man. It's not anything that I ever thought of over the years, even when I was a vegan and vegetarian. But then once my wife started her first business with the deodorant, and then even more so with this one, I can't even imagine wearing like speed stick and that other stuff again. Like it is, yeah, it's night and day. It's really a great product for men, for women, but even for you guys who may even have young boys and
You know,
girls that are 12 to 14 getting ready to start to wear deodorant. Don't start them off with the poison and the toxins. Start them off
exactly.
with something healthy like this. So then it
That
becomes
was
part of their
I
life,
have a lot of mothers because all these chemicals in the things that here's the reality. I mean, and this is my assessment. It is not clinically proven, but I really believe for anybody born too much beyond 1975, I think I was born in 73. I'm among the last of the people to be born with a chance to grow up without as many toxins and chemicals. Once we started really getting into the TV dinners and the grocery stores began having more and more processed foods in the aisles, and our body care products and all those things, chemicals became such a big thing that they have actually changed children's hormonal switches. They're kicking into different hormone changes that were not there. So I've had mothers bringing daughters to me at 8 and 9 years old. Like, children didn't smell like that when I was coming up because their bodies weren't changing like that. But these hormones are kicking in and causing kids to go into an early puberty.
Yeah, and early
You know,
menstrual
now,
cycles for the young girls. Yeah.
and it's really unfortunate. So I also make, and this is probably one of my favorites. I love this, a tooth powder. This stuff is absolutely phenomenal. In my last business, I had an amazing tooth powder that I mean, toothpaste, tooth polish. It was one of our best sellers. It
But it
works
had a lot of
phenomenally, but
turmeric, and the oil was.
it was messy because it was oil based. So I wanted to figure out a way to create something that would bring all of the, it strengthens enamel, it freshens your teeth, it helps your gums, it detoxifies your mouth, it does all these things. And I want to be able to bring that without the mess of the oil. I remember when I had started putting chemicals on everything, and yeah, it's crazy. And Steven said he loves sandalwood too. But what you're saying about it is so true. When you get accustomed to removing toxins and chemicals out of your life, whether it be scents, foods, whatever, you definitely can taste it differently. I mean, even my husband and I, we've been shocked at like certain things. Like, do you remember when we went? I mean, it's been a while, but when we went to go to Popeyes one time to eat, and honey, I used to love some Popeyes back in the day. And then you go to taste that stuff now, and you're like, oh my dear sweet God, you
Yeah, and
know,
that was years ago. We haven't had fried
yeah, we haven't
chicken
had
in
that in
how
forever, but I
long?
mean, that's just an
Yeah.
extreme example, but there's
Yeah,
all
no,
sorts of
definitely.
examples of that. So anyways, I've got this, but this is actually part of my 3-step healthy mouth system. So I start with the stainless steel, medical grade stainless steel tongue scraper, which, by the way, if you guys are not doing this, this is so amazing. I'd scrape my tongue in the morning and at
Yeah.
night. Scrape it. I have a video on it. I laugh and giggle.
It's really great, you guys. And
Did you?
go subscribe to her YouTube channel, whether you enter or not. It's Sabali Pure Face and Body.
But you can just, yeah, and then just Sabali Pure. You can find
Okay.
the website, the
Yeah.
social media. I shortened it. I'm going to be getting around to the
To
emails.
YouTube soon. Yeah. It's
Just
sabalipure.com.
on
But
the tongue, the same way that your feet have pressure points that connect to all the organs in your body, so does your tongue. So when you are doing this, you're actually stimulating your organs, and you're helping them. And what from Ayurvedic practice, what you really want to do when you get up in the morning, scrape your tongue before you drink anything, drink your water, anything, because you're getting anything that's built up on, yes, built up on the tongue off, and you're spitting it into the sink. So you definitely want to do this. And then I also have coconut and peppermint essential oil infused dental floss. This one is made with coffee. So they pulverize coffee, and they pulverize it and actually make it into the floss itself. Coffee is really amazing because it's a negative ion that attracts positive ions. And when you're flossing with this, you're going to see like a lot of plaque come up. And I mean, I was like, what?
it's
And then I have
amazing.
a
Yeah.
charcoal version. That's the gray version. I don't have it right here, but that one helps to freshen and whiten your teeth. This one helps to attract the plaque. So there's different things for different steps. So you start with your tongue scraping, then you get to your dental floss, then you get to your tooth powder. And so in this, it's organic. I use organic xylitol, which is nature's fluoride. It helps to make a biofilm on your teeth, and that biofilm makes it difficult for plaque to adhere. And when you start to use this, your mouth will get so fresh. I promise you will forget to brush your teeth sometimes because you don't have
Well,
that.
but let me say this. So one thing that you guys got to understand that's so amazing is that, and this is not an exaggeration, I've actually done this. It takes away your morning breath, but also when you're brushing, you'll hear the like, your teeth are squeaky clean, which is like such a great feeling. And I can remember honestly the next day having either tea or coffee in the morning and not brushing my teeth till about 11:45 a.m. And I work from home, but still, I normally brush my teeth way earlier. But my breath was still fresh after the tea or coffee
Mhm.
from the good tongue scraping and
Well,
brushing that the night before. And so the tooth powder, it works like
the
crazy, guys.
ingredients that I've chosen in here, I've
Oh, yeah, tell
chosen
them what you have in there. Yeah.
because they detoxify your mouth. So I have diatomaceous earth in here. This is a toxin puller, a heavy metal puller. It detoxifies your mouth. I also put diatomaceous in the deodorants. The deodorants, I'm sorry, I don't mean to talk about it, but the deodorants actually aid your body's natural detoxification process, and the essential oils get absorbed and help to balance your hormonal system. That was part of when I said I wanted something that did more than just remove the bad ingredients. So this, in addition to being 96% organic materials, does those things. That's what you want out of your body care products, is how does it really help you? In this case, it's detoxifying your mouth. Your mouth is a gateway for your health. Because I love the herbs, there's organic neem in there. Hello, hello, Mama Mist.
Hi, Mama Mist.
Hmm.
Oh, I think Mama Mist was on my Instagram the other night. So thank you for coming to the podcast. And wait, and let me say this too. So in Sabali Pure's business birth chart, I told you the Virgo rising. Well, in the sixth house, you have Saturn in Aquarius. Now, what's really great that Allana has been intentional with, and when you have Saturn in the sixth house, it extends the life of the business and her work and service and daily routine, Saturn in Aquarius, but it also speaks to what? The sixth house is sickness, illness, health, hygiene, your work, service, daily routine. It speaks to a couple things,
Mhm.
coworkers and stuff like that. So she owns the business herself, but she has an affiliate program, right? And so that's Aquarius, the collective humanity. So the Saturn connects to that because Saturn also connects to the common people, the discipline of putting in vegan, organic, and all these healthy products, right? That speaks to the Saturn in Aquarius in the sixth house. So
Right.
it's really, this business is so aligned with the intentions that she does, and she does this not even knowing the chart. It's that's what's so fascinating about it, you guys. Like, whether it's your natal birth chart or even a business birth chart, a lot of times you'll find that they really mirror one another, and it's almost like she's walking into the chart of her business, and it speaks to the intention that she puts in the business perfectly, along with Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces in the seventh house, right? When you're dealing with contracts and negotiations and partnerships, it's a very philosophical and spiritual thing for Alana in terms of who she chooses to partner with, right? And I want to segue that into, real quick, let them know you just got kind of like a nice big deal,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're going to be in January.
Yeah.
Sabale Pure's products will
I
be
have
in.
to. Okay. So, okay, wait.
Go ahead.
I'm going to get back to that, but I need to say something real fast because I was just reading it. I misread Evelyn and Steven, for that matter. Listen, you might, are you telling me that this is gross? No, you have to. It might be gross, true, bringing it that, but if you don't get it off, I think the tongue brushing is good. Don't get me wrong, but this gets off a higher level. This gets off 80, no, I'm sorry, 79% more bacteria is
Yeah,
gotten.
nothing is gross. Nothing is gross when it comes to your health, you
So
guys.
I
All right.
get past it. Like, yes, it is pretty gross, the white stuff, but you do want to do this. You'll be doing things that are in your chart without knowing. You know what? That is so true. So going back to the chart, because we got to focus here, because I know everybody here really wants to hear the astrology aspect of things. Um, I've been shocked at some of the things that, because I don't know astrology like my husband does. And I have been shocked at how he'll tell me these things, and I'll be like, what? Oh my gosh, really? Um, so you're right, you do this chart. You get my products by going to my website, Sabali Pure Rose. Oh my gosh, I've known Rose. Oh my goodness.
Hey,
Almost
Rose.
20 years I've known Rose. So anyway, so good to see you, my love. Thank you. Um anyways, um
Happy holidays, Rose.
products, sabalipure.com, SABALI pure.com. One
I put it down in the description below, you guys.
very quickly, he was talking on the affiliate stuff. If you guys ever wanted to become an affiliate, I would
Sell her
love it,
products, yeah.
love it, love it. On the navigation bar, you can click that and you enter some information and you can become an affiliate. And what happens then is that you share your link. Your customers will save 10% and you will make 20%. I was doing the math the other day for an affiliate, and somebody purchased 2 lip balms and she got $5. So I mean, you know, that's pretty good. You don't, I mean, and after that, after just sharing the link, you don't have to do anything. And so if you just start to even sell 20, if 20 of your friends buy a lip balm, then you've made, you know, like $50, I think, or something like that, you know. So anyways, just something to think on. Excited about, thank you. I'm so excited. I would love it. And if you have any questions about the products, please feel free to ask me. But let's get back into the astrology stuff.
Well, the 7th house, Jupiter and Neptune, and that's what contracts, negotiations, and partnerships. And who have you just partnered with?
So this has to be really quiet because I have it. It's on the down low. I'm only telling this here. I have gotten into one of the most exclusive health and wellness resorts in the country. Oprah has deals with this. Um, Deepak Chopra has deals with this particular spa, and Sabali Pure will be featured, and Marival Wellness. Their whole thing is live in balance. It's a beautiful, wonderful, amazing place. I have been blessed to be able to do some hanging meditation and wonderful body wraps, and I am just so amazed. And the next thing that I will be manifesting is becoming a amenity within their very high end plate rooms. Their rooms range about at least 1,500 a night, and that's to start. And that does not include anything. Like that includes no services, no food, no
All
nothing.
right, tell them where are they located. They have
Hi,
3
Taurus
locations.
Sun. My name is Allana, and I am the founder of Sabali Pure. I make organic body care products, and I make holistic deodorant that helps balance your endocrine system and detox your body. I make organic lip balms. I make toothpaste or powder.
Powder.
A bunch of stuff. And I also happen to be Eric's wife. So
Who's that just came on?
that was Taurus Sun. And so we were just talking
Hi,
about
Taurus.
my line. But one thing that I think is really cool, and you haven't brought it up, is when I was getting ready to file my LLC and start doing all of my licensing, I went to my personal astrologer. Hi. I went to my personal astrologer and I said, what should I do? I want to do this. And he started doing some research and he says, you have to wait until after May, whatever. And then I said, okay, so after that. And then he actually came up with an exact date, and he actually pinpointed it down to, he said, I want you to actually file at this time.
I think it was May 20th, like at 1:30 or 1 o'clock.
Yes,
Yeah.
something like that in the afternoon. He said, wait until this hour. This is going to really
No,
help.
no, I did mention this earlier, and that's what I was saying about the
You
business
did.
birth charts, you guys. You guys
But I
can
didn't
come
know,
to
but we
me.
didn't talk about that level of detail. I
Right,
mean,
right. No, it is
and I
it
had to
is that detailed. Yes.
you know
It
what
is
I
that
mean? So
detailed, yeah.
this was in April when he told me this information, and I was like, because I was really wanting to get started. I've been trying to get a reading for this during the discount.
Well, email me today. You can get an email. I mean, you can book it. Yeah, Taylored2U coaching at gmail.com.
And that was Mama Mist,
Yeah.
who wants to get a chart. So anyways, I had to really be Sabale, i.e. patience, because that's what, for anybody who missed it, Sabale means patience in Bambara. And I had to be very, very patient because he was telling me in April that I had to wait until
Yeah, I
May
think there was like a
1st.
retrograde or
There
something
was
going
something
on, you
in
guys.
retrograde and stuff was happening. And he's like, you
Uh,
can't. And I was like, oh, because all I knew at that time, I was going through a very not good breakup with my business partner at the time. And I was really wanting to get into this new thing. And he was like, hold on, you can't get started until you get to this place. Mama Miss said she's going to email you.
okay.
And I was like, oh, so I did have to wait. But it's amazing to me as he's breaking down some of these chart placements, and it so much aligns with what I do. And mind you, because he's the expert there, I just do what I love. Hi, Jennifer Sweet.
Hey,
I
Jennifer.
I just do what I love,
We
and
miss you,
that
Jennifer. Good to see you.
aligns
Happy holidays.
energetically with the stars is truly amazing to me. You know, I mean, I know I live with him. I know this stuff is real. I know it works the whole nine, but to actually see it playing out is pretty wild. And I think that a lot of the success, I mean, I started this in 2021. Then we had to take a long hiatus because we had some illness hit us, and you guys know the story there. So I came back to doing this again
And I'll be putting up a video tomorrow thanking everybody, so you'll see
uh,
that. Yeah.
in April of this year. And so in that short period of time, I have gone from having, you know, or no, I started not April, I probably started in March, but I've gone, or February, maybe. Let's be real. I'm going to keep it real. February, I went from having absolutely no packaging, no product, everything, to being here. And now, just in the last few weeks, I got word that I am going to be in this amazing spa and be able to start this. And this is going to be the thing that I believe. And Ralph Maiello is here. Hi, Ralphie.
What's up, Ralphie?
Um,
Well, also,
but that's because I'm aligned, right? I mean, wouldn't you say
no,
that's
everything
aligned
is,
with
I
everything
think
is
that
supposed to.
I definitely, helped her to cast the chart at the right time. And that's what electional astrology can do. And having the moon and Mercury and Venus and Gemini, it really speaks to one, her working and communicating with the public with her hands, her thoughts and ideas. Venus and Gemini is kind of fun and flirty. And, but it really speaks to when you have Venus in the 10th house, it really even speaks to, having these products that are more for women, but at the same time, she makes stuff for men too. It's for humans, right? You have skin, it's
Mhm.
for you, right?
Anybody can use tooth powder and anybody can use a lip balm.
Yes, no,
And all the
definitely.
scents I think are really, really wonderful. Um,
But also, there's something else. You're not selling it quite yet, but show them the bottle. She has a
oh yeah.
hair, face, and body oil. You guys, mwah, it is
So my
so
body
dope.
oils are going to be launching. Each body oil is going to match a deodorant scent. I'm just going with that idea of layering fragrance. I don't know. Okay. I used to love back in the day before I knew any better when I was a teenager, Bath and Body Works. And I loved the way they had the lotion and then that spray. And my favorite was like the cucumber melon or whatever. Oh gosh, I would just put the lotion on and spray myself down. I was just a toxic synthetic mess, just but I smelled good, or at least I thought I smelled good. I mean, everybody thought I smelled good. Now that we know that, like, we're not. What are you doing for What are you doing for New Year's? Ralph Maiello wants to know, babe.
Ralphie, I'm spending it with my wife and kids, and I may even have some champagne.
So I'm launching this. I did get a little bit delayed, but so it'll probably be out more closer to Valentine's Day. I might start doing some pre-sales of it, but I tell you, this is going. God, I'm like so bad at trying to keep this stuff straight. But again, they're going to match the deodorant fragrances, and they are oils that can be used
So you
interchangeably,
have the rose and sandalwood oil, the lavender lemongrass oil. Are
and
you
the
doing
cedarwood. I'm doing the cedarwood citrus.
Oh, you're gonna do the cedarwood
Use on
citrus oil.
face,
And you guys,
hair,
this
and
oil,
body.
but let me tell them, when you put this oil on, it's in replacing lotion, but
Mhm.
it hydrates your skin. So you feel this oil makes you feel like you just put lotion on. So it's kind of like the same thing, but then it also has a nice scent, and it's a natural scent. It doesn't smell perfumey and fake. And the oil, your skin, not only does it get hydrated, but it's almost like it's healing it, right? It's
Well, I'm
really
really excited for it because I will tell you the people who have been trying the samples, because I've been sending out samples and people are like, when is it coming? When is it coming? Like, it's really, really good stuff.
it's
Um,
amazing. Yeah.
and yeah, no, and what I
Didn't
love
Danny
about
try it? Did you
it,
send that to Danny?
I use it on my face. I do put it in my hair and on my body. Now you want to do a limited amount, and I know Evelyn, you and I have talked about maybe sometimes not oil isn't always the best for curly hair. Um, I think it's maybe the quantity or the types of oil that you're putting on. Anyways, I really, really love this stuff. I am amazed. But what you hit on is really true. I have boys outside. They're just dropping and making noises out there. But
Yeah.
these ingredients, because they are unhindered by any sort of filler. I don't use fillers. I don't use palm oil. I don't use like all these things. My products are super, super pure and concentrated. So one, you don't need as much. Like these deodorants, yes, full price. They are 26. But right now, I'm having a sale because I'm moving out. I'm changing up my formulation a bit. So
Oh,
I'm
you guys get them while they're on sale too. They're
using
great.
both the sandalwood rose and the lavender lemongrass at $17. I've been using pineapple mango hemp lotion. Yes, that sounds lovely actually. My skin requires oil on my scalp.
Who is that? You got to
Yeah.
say the name.
Um,
Who's that?
Jennifer Sweets was using the mango hemp lotion, and
Oh yeah.
mist is she needs stuff for her hair. This is actually I really like it. I use it and it works very well for me. And I use it on all these things. I've been using it for quite some time. But my products, like going back, my products are super concentrated because I don't use the fillers and all these cheap things. Like, you
And you
know,
don't use water. Let
I
them
don't
know. A
use
lot of
water. I
companies
don't use
use water.
water either. Water is a cheap filler, and then the moment you have water, you have to introduce heavy preservatives and different things. So at any rate, the deodorants will last 3 to 4 months and they're safe to use all over your body. So I use them under my face. I use them on my feet. I tested them in my private area just because, I wanted to make sure if I was going to tell people they could do it, that it'd be safe. You can do that now. With that, I will always say if you have a skin allergy or you have an allergy to a particular ingredient, my stuff, like anything, you have to be aware of any allergies you might have. So I would always do a patch test before I
Yeah.
set
If you're
things
allergic
all
to lavender, don't use the
over,
lavender, stuff like that. Yeah.
But again, so this is 3 to 4 months. So at $26 for 3 to 4 months, it's not as much as these other ones that are going to, and it's more product. Like Native is $14, but it's by the time you do it up, Native would be closer to $18 by this, but it's full of synthetics and everything else. You can get a 96% organic product with absolutely no fillers, absolutely no synthetics or preservatives or water or any of that type of stuff for just $8 more. Like to me, it's a no-brainer. I don't want to ever spend other people's money for them, but like that's where you have to say,
Well, let me
I
let me just say this though, you guys.
don't think there's last 3 to 4 months either.
Yeah, no, it everything lasts a long time. It's chemical free. Most everything is organic and vegan, but also, and this speaks to um, the Mercury and Venus and Gemini and the midheaven and the moon. One thing that I love, and also the true black moon Lilith in Gemini, she is very instinctual and connected to the ingredients that she puts in the products and
Absolutely.
using whole ingredients. But her containers, there's no plastic. This stuff is compostable. So it's from the earth and returns back to the earth.
Right. So
You
these
can't beat
containers break down. I've actually put them in my garden and it's broken completely down. And I don't, if I could share, I think you guys would appreciate this potentially. I am marking these deodorants down because I have a formulation change. And it's just because as you got halfway to a 2/3 of the way through, it started to get a little bumpy. The bumps were still soft. It still works just fine, but I'm made a formulation change to hopefully correct that. But when I did my formulation change, I actually went into a meditative state and I connected with spirit and I just really consulted God and did some pendulum work and I reformulated and the new formula that I came up with, which is what I have now in the citrus cedarwood, is actually so much better. So, aligning with that energy
that.
can help you in so many ways. And, I think for me, growing up as a Christian, I was oftentimes taught not to. What are those books behind you? Those are not books, those are my products. Um, I was actually taught to not trust those instincts or to question were they coming from a place of light or dark. And I'm sorry, I don't want to get too far off in that, but I think with astrology, with all of this, you can come from a very God centered place and utilize these things, and God speaks to you. And I believe that God genuinely, He gives me insight on ingredients to use, on things to do. And I know that this new formulation was a direct thing of me asking God, please help me, and consulting Him and using my pen of God, should I do this? Should I do yes, no, and
There
things of
you're
that.
at.
Oh, please. Yeah, no. So those are my lip, Jennifer. These are my lip balms, and I have them displayed up here, and they kind of gradate all the way through the same way that the
Oh yeah,
chakras.
Jennifer missed the gradation experience.
And then here are my deodorants here. So yeah, I really wanted to make a very beautiful, appealing line because my vision, quite frankly, was even before I made it, I knew that I wanted to be in these very beautiful high-end places. And
Yeah,
so I
Jennifer, my
decided to create.
wife is very talented at business and branding, and
Mhm.
in her natal birth chart, her North Node in Mars is in Capricorn. And so she has got that business mind. But if you wanted to, let's say, Jennifer, start your own business, right? I could do the business birth chart for you, and Allana can help with branding. She has a great eye for
Mhm.
branding and marketing. And you even not only see that with Sabali, but also with her first business, Quench Natural, and just even different things that she is going to help me with, and another business we're starting, and just a
Um,
lot. So it's
no, I'm so sorry, Mama Miss. I missed your question initially. Thank you so much for pointing that out to me, Miss Evelyn. That's what I love about this group. Y'all are so good. She asked, "How often do we need to reapply?" I put on my deodorant once a day. Now, in your initial time when you are going through a detox, if you are a person that uses any sort of chemicals, and guys, Dove is not natural. Like I always hear people say, "Well, I use Dove." Oh God, it's still not natural. But
yeah,
anyways,
love is chemicals.
so you do go through a detox period, and everybody's detox period is different. It can wear anywhere from a week to 3, 4 weeks. It really
So you
depends.
may need to reapply during the day.
During that early time, you
Yeah.
want to carry your deodorant with you, reapply. I sell sample sizes, which I oftentimes will tell people pick this up. They're little tiny tins. You can carry this very easily in your purse and you can reapply it during the day. Once you get to a place where you are detoxed, you once a day is really all you need.
Yeah. Now,
Now,
in
if you're
extreme
having a
heat in the summer, like out here, it gets to 115. So there's been times,
if
like
you're
for me
having
in
a very,
July,
very active day, a
yeah,
very, very
July, August, where I've
day,
reapplied
you
once.
may have to reapply. If you're out
But for
doing
the
that,
most
you're
part,
just
once a day. Yeah.
And then another thing that I find really amazing or well interesting or whatever about nature is that I have these two different scents. Well, actually, I have three different scents. And sometimes what I tell people is your body can acclimate to one scent. So I always encourage people, especially when they're initially getting started, to buy more than one deodorant. They last, don't worry. But what happens is like, so you can be using a natural formula for a while, and then all of a sudden your body acclimates to it, and all of a sudden you're like, no, that didn't work so well right now. Change to the all you have to do is change to the next to the other version, the other set, because all of these have essential oil combinations, blends that make the scent.
Yeah,
Change
the
the
lavender
essential oil
lemongrass,
blend,
right?
change
Lavender lemongrass or
lavender
rose
lemongrass
sandalwood. Yeah.
and rose sandalwood and cedarwood citrus. And what you do is you change your scent palette and your body goes, oh, and then it starts working again. So I really love it. So yeah, with that, like the lavender lemongrass, that one's real straightforward. It is just lavender lemongrass. I also use benzoin, which is a tree sap, which is really wonderful and it's amazing for deodorant. But like the sandalwood rose, so I use sandalwood rose. I also use sweet orange and geranium in that. All those are organic. And then in the cedarwood citrus, the citrus are bergamot, grapefruit, and lime, I believe. Like I should know this by heart, and I apologize for that. But and I have ginger in there as well.
It's
So I have
really
ginger,
great.
bergamot,
Right
grapefruit.
now, I'm using the cedarwood citrus, and I really love it.
It's a really lovely scent. I had a lot of fun coming up with it and testing it and all of that. It was
Yeah,
really,
I'm
really
often the guinea pig test
yes.
guy,
He has the
and
best
also my
nose.
nose. I can smell anything.
What was so crazy is that through COVID, I lost my scent. And with all that he went through, he never lost his scent. So I literally had no, I'm still getting, it's weird. I'm
I
still,
almost died, but I never lost my scent. You gotta love it.
yeah.
So
And
well,
it does. It has to, yeah. Jennifer's just saying she has to do it. And it's amazing. Yeah. Your body just does
and
that. And you have
Jennifer, you'll love the tooth powder. Oh my goodness, so
to,
good. Takes away the morning breath. I
so it was so
promise.
funny when I was making I when actually when I was doing all these scents, I was running to him. I was like, I know what these are supposed to smell like because of my
Yeah, I had to smell
experience.
everything. Yeah.
But I was making him okay, and he'd be like, "Oh, take this up, take that down," or what do you think? And so I could smell like a tiny bit, but it was really kind of funny. So he really helped me so much in getting these scents just right. So thank you, love. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Um,
You're welcome.
but again, bringing it back to the astrology, I just some
Well,
of the things
I
that
want
Jennifer
to point
gave
out
really blew me away.
also, I want to point out that with the Virgo rising, you really see that in her formulating and how intentional she is because Virgo risings are so precise, detailed, striving for perfection. And she really does that. I can't tell you, you guys, with one product, how many times she goes back in and corrects the formula and does this and adjusts that and really puts in the time and the intention in the whole ingredients. And it's totally Virgo rising. And I know I live with a Virgo rising, one of my sons. But the precision, it's really, and plus I'm a Virgo sun myself, but it's really great to see in terms of how, for herself, she's a Taurus rising, but how
Mhm.
she works the Virgo rising for the business. And for some people, like one time I had some silly person on TikTok say, "Oh, you can't do a birth chart for a business." And I'm like, oh gosh, they really don't even understand. You can
Well,
do a birth chart for anything. You can do a birth chart, you guys, if you're going on a vacation. You can do a birth chart for a question, for a date of when you first got a sickness, right? And so that's what I want you to understand because, for example, for some of you who came to Coffee Talk, right? I showed you the birth chart of Saturn entering Pisces. So that tells you the theme and the story of March 7th, 2023 until 2026. Well, it's the same thing for her business. At the time of the birth of the business, the birth chart is cast and it tells the story. So much so, like the affiliate program, it really speaks to how she is in public. Oh, for the social media, she's got Scorpio. There's nothing there. But for example, the other night on her social media on Sabali Pure on Instagram, she was speaking the truth, Scorpio, and doing investigations about palm oil and different things. So she does like more teaching about the health of things. Total Scorpio third house. So you see how that plays out. So I want you guys to understand like the business birth charts, and I've done quite a few now for some big clients. But you can watch one of the testimonials on my website and give me some time.
So
In the next month or two, my website will be updated and it's gonna look beautiful. So I'm excited. 2023, big stuff is coming. Go ahead.
Horary Astrology, Horary Astrology.
Oh, welcome. I don't know you, Horary Astrology.
No,
Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Sagittarian astrology is real. And then Evelyn says she uses that. So I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is, Lab?
Say it again. What did she say?
Horary. I thought he was saying hooray. When I first said, I'm like, hooray! It is real. But it's horary. Horary.
Oh, are you talking about in terms of like casting like an electional birth chart, right?
What I don't what? That's I'm confused. I don't know.
No, it's basically I think he's talking about when you are casting a chart for an event or a question. That's the term that you use. I forgot how you pronounce it. Horary, astrology. Yeah. So, like, if you wanted to launch
another word for electional, that's what Steven just said.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is. It's called horary. So, go ahead.
Real quick, back to Mama Miss. I don't have a body. I don't have a body wash at this point. I have over 30 formulas in my back pocket, and I tweak and do different things to them. And at one point, I had
But she's a small business, and it costs money to get all of the labels and products.
This, that, and the next that you can imagine. But so I don't have that now. In terms of a detoxing mouth thing, this bad boy right here between the diatomaceous, the organic neem, those are super detoxifying. I put them in there very specifically for that. So what this does, it remineralizes the teeth. There's 3 different remineralizers. Your xylitol, your calcium carbonate, and your diatomaceous. It detoxifies your diatomaceous is a detoxifier. Your neem is a detoxifier. So is your peppermint oil. It freshens your breath. The peppermint oil really does that. But when you're detoxifying, you're also freshening because that detoxification means that the very bacteria that make the stuff that makes your breath not fresh is no longer there. The gums, I have turmeric in here that also helps with your gums. Peppermint oil is also very essential for gums.
Yeah, turmeric helps with the inflammation, right, in the gums, and it also
helps with that. And it also, believe it or not, turmeric is a natural whitener. So Mama Miss, this stuff, if you're wanting something to detoxify your mouth, and that healthy mouth thing that I talked about earlier, I don't know if you were here, and I talked about you start with your surgical steel, stainless steel tongue scraper, and you go on to your flossing, and I got the coconut infused and peppermint infused. This is amazing. Dental floss, and then you move on to this. Trust me, your mouth will be really wonderful. Really,
morning breath.
Ayurvedic medicine, that's where the whole tongue scraper thing comes from. So it does that, but it also stimulates and wakes up your organs, which is really important as well. So great.
Well, I think that we really have covered a lot of the chart.
Okay. Mama Miss is asking, can you swallow the tooth powder? Yes. You can swallow the tooth powder. There is nothing toxic in it. However, what I always tell anybody, and I've been telling people this,
it'll make you cough.
So a couple things. I used to make a tooth polish that was oil based, and it tasted great. I had people who would literally eat it.
Yeah,
Okay, that's how
it
good.
was great. Yeah.
But I always tell people after you have brushed your teeth, you want to spit out because now you've got bacteria. And so
Yes.
you want that to be expelled from your body. You do not want to swallow that back. The same way when you scrape your tongue and you get that bacteria, you don't want to swallow that. You want to spit that out.
Spit it out. And also, you might be coming out with an oil pulling, right?
Yes, I'm looking at
The oil
that. I'm
pulling.
also I'm in potential negotiations with a very large dental organization. There's two of them. One's smaller but very high end veneer company that's there. Yeah, and then the other one is another national company that I'm in starting communications with. So we are working on some stuff.
Yes.
Jennifer Sweetest. PEGs in them, you can be sure there's also harmful chemicals too. Absolutely. She's
Yeah.
talking about the shampoos. So
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, and
Definitely.
then I think did I miss anybody's stuff? Okay, go ahead.
Well, this has been awesome. And what I really want people to get to understand is that you can really marry your business with your birth chart, and it can actually give you the tools and avenues to how to move in your business, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's Saturn in an Aquarius in the sixth house for Alana, for Sabale. It really kind of, it kind of shows her about the daily routine. The more disciplined she is with her work and her schedule, right? It helps her to prevent the sickness and illness. And Saturn in the sixth house, if you guys know, it actually extends the life of the business, right? Because it's a sextile house, the eighth house. And Aquarius is humanity, the collective, visionary, futuristic, organic, vegan. So it's like so online. And Saturn also represents what the people, the common people. And this is for you and me, for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We
Can I say
all,
something? Sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to hit on some stuff because I'm watching people make comments. Back to Mama Miss, going back to astrology. Yes, people build cities and things. So with astrology, astrology can go for anything that has energy and life in it. A business might not be a person, but there's energy and life in it because it's creating something. A city,
Oh,
the
yeah.
same thing. And so many
Well,
of
they did a birth chart to design ancient Iraq. Yeah.
Mhm. And I mean, like, Washington D.C. is a perfect way of the way they melded astrology with the planning of an entire city. So absolutely, like maybe you should do a whole show on that. That might be very interesting. I wanted to just comment on some stuff that I've seen. You still need to use a toothbrush, Mama. You still need to use a toothbrush, but you don't need to use toothpaste anymore. Get rid of that crap. It's crap. But a toothbrush, yes, because a toothbrush is actually brushing the plaque off. And then for Evelyn's telling Jennifer about the PEGs and watching out for that stuff. But here's the thing too, you have to almost play detective because so many of these ingredients, as I mentioned, there's aliases and they have multiple names. So you've
That's
got
the
to be able to
greenwashing.
look
Yeah.
beyond because what they're learning is now that Evelyn over here told everybody about the PEGs, those big companies are like, guys, we got to change that name from PEGs. Evelyn knows about it. She's telling folks. So now all of a sudden they're going to start changing those PEGs to a different name.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where we have to come up with and be on our P's and Q's. That's where I tell people, I come in, yes, obviously I would love for you to buy my stuff, but I want you to come in, learn from me. I want you to be aware, and I do all of that research for you. But I also want to become a trusted source where I want you guys to know, like if Allana put it here and she said this is what it is. You know what I mean? And I use very simple things. That's why I don't use any of these chemicals, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you can read her ingredient list and understand it all. You know, it's not all these
Business
inky
is slow
names.
right now. You know, a lot of people are. I think this is the time. Really quick. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, babe. I didn't mean to cut you off. You know, as I'm reading Evelyn, business is in transition. I feel like our whole world is in a bit of transition, but this is the time that you just keep laying the foundations, keep those steps going, because when it switches, and it will switch,
Oh yeah.
and when that energy begins to move again, and it will move again, because that's the way it goes, right? If you are poised and ready, you won't have to catch up. You're going to be poised and ready, and
Yeah.
boom, you got
And
it.
listen, this is what I tell you
I don't know
guys.
what
And
your business is, but
yeah,
that's what
no,
I like.
no, but let me say this, right? This is what I tell you guys, and this is the last show for me for the year. Um, you want to be prepared for Saturn and Pisces. And so you need to have your spiritual practices lined up, but it also coincides with the practices for your health, mental, spiritual, and for your health care. So you need to be intentional with not only what you put on your body, but what you put in it. And so listen, we got three boys. It's expensive to always buy organic and vegan, this and that, right? But we know, right, if you get certain things, how you have to properly clean it, right? And we also know, like, the certain fruits or vegetables like that you gotta buy organic, right? And you still can clean stuff to get the oils they spray off of your fruit and vegetables. But a business like Sabali Pure, one, you want to support it. It's a small business. It's a woman-owned business. It's a Black woman-owned business, but it's a business that is for the people. Okay. When you see these organic and vegan and these intentional products, and it's compostable and this and that, and even if Alana wasn't my wife, right, you see the guests that I have on here, I'm going to give you the stuff that's going to take you into Pluto and Aquarius, because truth and being authentic is going to be the best currency from 2024 to 2044. Okay. And that's the real deal. So I want all of you to have a blessed new year, a safe new year. I want you to go into the new year setting your positive intentions. Tonight, retire from negative self-talk. Jennifer, Bella, Stephen, Mama Mist, Evelyn, everybody else that's on here, you have got to speak the self-love. You are all amazing. Don't ever doubt it or question it. If you need someone to champion you and lift you up, I'm the person for you, because I don't mind doing it, because I really genuinely believe in all of you and all of us as a collective. And it's time that we have to start to remember who we are and then where we're going. And we have to go there with confidence and self-love, and vibrating from our hearts, right? So we want to do that holistically with the astrology, the meditation, the prayer, the detoxing, the healthy food, the healthy ingredients. I'm not telling anybody to be a vegan or vegetarian or whatever. You eat what you feel is right for you, but try to have balance in your diet and try to eat as healthy and clean as you can, because you will actually feel better. Okay.
Absolutely. Can I just address
Sure.
a couple of people who said something? Mama Miss, you're going to email my husband. You can talk to him about the Chiron and the sixth house and all that kind of stuff. So thank you. Bella, thank you so much. I'm going to put samples of the body oil in your package for you. Thank you. That touches me. Trust me.
What did Bella say? She got something?
She bought some stuff. I was a single mom. It's a long story, but I was a single mom. Um,
No, Bella's amazing.
for a while, and
She's
so
coming
thank
to
you
Coffee Talk, and she
for
came to the
what you
webinar. She's
said.
amazing. Yeah.
Um, Jennifer Sweet, I'm looking here at your ingredients of your biotin. You've got sorbitan laurate. Laurate is typically not good. You've got your, it's kind of a mixed bag in here. You've got some good ingredients in here. You've got some iffy stuff. You know, it's one of those things where it's very challenging, because it's hard to get rid of everything, you know what I mean? But their very first ingredient is aloe vera, which is, I think, really wonderful. there's a sodium C14 through 16 olefin. I don't know exactly what that is, but I'll tell you, I stick away from anything that has too many numbers in it. It's kind of my little. So, but and when I say that, I mean like I know omegas 3s and 6s and stuff like that. I get that type of stuff. But when I get into the some of the things in here, you've got a very good vitamin D in here. You've got some good ingredients in here for sure. You got garglum, which a lot of people have sensitivities to garglum, so it's a thickener. You have the keratin in there, hydrolyzed. That means it's been processed and so forth. So sometimes that can be a little bit tricky. Anyways, just some stuff. I just figured I'd look it up since you brought it up. Okay.
See, she's a wealth of knowledge, you guys. And remember, knowledge is love.
And Rose.
Oh, yes.
Rose
Thank
knew
you,
me when I
Rose.
first got to Colorado, when the son you guys saw, like for any of you who was on here, when my son who was 23 got on here and said hello to everybody, Rose knew that child when he was 3. And our kids, we got beautiful kids, Rose. Anyways, yeah.
Listen, you guys, this has been a pleasure. Thank you for welcoming my wife and her business, Sabali Pure. Please enter into her raffle like me. She'll be doing 3 days, 3 giveaways. What are the days, babe? And mention the raffle again.
The giveaways are going to be January 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Somebody's going to win 2 deodorants. They can pick what fragrances, or I hate to use that word fragrance, scents, just because I don't want no synthetics. We're going to be giving away a seasonal collection lip balm. So all 4 lip balms. We're going to be giving away a healthy mouth kit. So the tongue scraper, both of the dental flosses, and the tooth powder. All you have to do is like the post, follow me on Instagram, subscribe to me on YouTube. And I have a link in my Instagram where you can go up into that link tree, go into my YouTube from it, and you can get there and you can click it. Do that for me. If you share me with your friends, so you get 1 point for just doing those things. And then for each person that you share it, you get another entry. So if you enter and you just tag 5 people, you now got 6 entries to win. I will only one winner,
One winner per product.
One winner per thing. So if you happen to win twice, you're not going to win twice. You're going to win once. But so I'm very, very excited to be doing that. And I thank you, because I'm really trying to build up, and just please be really holding me in the highest light for 2023, because I plan on doing some amazing things. And I plan on just shining a light and letting folks know, oh, dang, you're late, Irene Mack. You're late.
Irene, where you been, girl?
Anyways, I plan on doing some.
Watch the replay, Irene.
I want people to know and be able to make wise choices. And DM me, send me an email if you have questions. I am happy to spend some time, just the same way I did for Jennifer Sweet with that question. Or I don't even know if she was questioning me about it, but I shared with her about her hair stuff. So I'm very happy to answer questions, to share.
And Allana may be making her hair product again.
I had an amazing hair mask that was phenomenal.
Oh my God. This is the container. You see, I finished it. But it was Moroccan Mermaid. And when I tell you this stuff, so not only was it good for my locks, but not only was it good for the locks, it was good for the scalp, you guys. And it was just amazing. But we got to wrap up.
What's so great about it is I had white girlfriends with straight hair, and they loved it. I had black girlfriends, they loved it, all that. And it was wonderful. So anyways, we'll see what we can do, guys. I also want to bring back my healing bombs. That was my number.
The healing bombs help with dry skin, cuts, bruises, arthritis, sore bones, joints. Healing bombs.
What I loved is that I would have people come in and they would buy 7 to 8 different products from me, because they were basically using my products from head to toe, from everything. And I loved it. Oh, Yeah, you know what I mean? Like because I made so many things and it was really good quality. And the thing is it is me, but it's not me because it's the nature. It's pure ingredients that are not adulterated with chemicals. And when people formulate like that, it's just different. And when you spend the time to then work on the consistency and these different things like I do, it just becomes a phenomenal product. So, yeah, but most importantly, it's not going to make you sick. I love you guys. Thank you. Did we get enough astrology in on this? Did y'all
We
learn enough
definitely
about
did. We got the Virgo rising. We got the 10th house, the ninth house. I don't remember if there's anything in the 8th house in Aries except for Aries and whatever. But you know that Jupiter in the 7th house is really good with the biology and finance, with networking and stuff, and the Neptune, and that's Saturn and Aquarius, right? And so, but that with the Virgo rising, you know, the 11th house for the internet and groups is Cancer, right? So that also speaks to her connecting with um, the women. What's the group?
Dress for Success.
That the Cancer 11th house is showing how she's partnering with Dress for Success, right? And this is for women who have been abused or, you know, whatever, or broken home, relationship, whatever. And so that's the Cancer in the 11th house, nonprofit, philanthropic work, groups, right? The internet. And so, you know, so Alana is really working Sabali Pure with the birth chart. And for her, she doesn't even realize it because she
Yeah,
didn't
no.
know. But I know. And so to see it play out this way, you know, it's business birth charts are the way to go. You guys can look up a wonderful business, for example, that I did a business birth chart for. They're called Exclusive Tense International, but the website is exclusivetense.com. And they take glamping to a whole nother level. They do tents internationally from Belize to South Africa to Europe for all the islands, tents that you can use at resorts.
They are used
Oh,
in 5-star resorts in
yeah,
lieu of
it's
rooms. They
and I
are
did their business birth chart, and it's amazing company. And so it's something that I'm really proud of, you know. And I've helped a mother who was starting a business, photography business, and you see the testimonial on my website. All my testimonials are real. And listen, we're gonna wrap this up. Alana's gonna hit our song,
Thank you.
and then
Oh,
hit our song, and then send William into the room for the log off for me. And you guys, thank you for 2023. I'll be putting out a video tomorrow, and I'm starting my Juno Through the Signs series. It will start January 1st, so look out for that on New Year's Day, you guys. God bless you all. Hit me up. The sale ends tomorrow night at midnight. You still got chances to take advantage of this wonderful sale, whether it's a live chart reading. You know, we might not do it till January, but you could still book it and take advantage of the sale prices. And Taylored2U Coaching at gmail.com. And this has been a great year. I thank
yeah,
you from
it
the bottom
has
of my
been.
heart.
And I'm ready for a new year. How many of you are ready for the new year?
And remember, the real new year is March 21st of the spring equinox, just so you know.
Yes, it's
When
true.
things become new again. But in the calendar year, in the Western Hemisphere, the world we live in, 2023 starts January 1st. So get ready.
Yay. Thank
Get
you
ready.
guys.
And
Here,
I'm here.
we're
I'm
gonna
here. I'm not
play
going
the
anywhere.
house
Okay. So God bless you all.
This is my wait.
Just try to go to romance or take you to France if given a chance. I am the type to light them candles. Baby girl, I like to suck your toes in the sandals. I will just fluff up the sheets.
All right. Go get William. I'll let them listen to it.
Bye. I'll leave here, I guess. Wait, if I hit this, is
Oh my God. What did you just hit? Come here. She hit something. I don't know what the hell she did.